Al, it is time to say goodbye to our old pal Moryomaru. We've known him for so long.
So long. He went from having butt out to all kinds of armory stuff, and that's what we know about him.
Yeah, he was barely here, right?
Yeah, I mean, he basically showed up at the end of the original series.
He showed up in the last 3 episodes of the original series, and then he was in 6 episodes of the final act. So he's in 9 episodes total.
Wow.
Which, granted, if the pacing of this was like the original series, that would have been like at least 30.
Yeah.
But anyways, hello, welcome to this week's episode of Jared Now Watch Inuyasha. Is episode 177. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Howe and Ladium.
Oh.
We are discussing episode 173, or episode 6 of the final act, entitled The End of Moryomaru. This episode just seemed dumb. Because the whole gist of this episode is Naraku like playing reverse psychology with himself.
Yeah, basically. And then just being like, hello.
Like it
Like
was
a,
just
a real creeper.
It just felt just very stupid.
I mean, I even mentioned to you at one point, like, there's a plot point with Koga that I was like, that literally makes zero sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nothing about that sounds like something. Like, obviously, I'm able to suspend disbelief for some of this because, like, none of this would happen anyway. But, like, that was just too far that I'm like, they just needed to explain something somehow. And they were like, bleh?
Bleh.
This works, right? Right? Instead of like the obvious thing of like her arrow actually working or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, the spirits helped. It's like, oh my God.
We begin this episode. Some villagers are like, this tree's being bad, and a monk is like, I'll take care of it. And then the tree just spits some goo at the monk and dissolves him.
Yep.
So everyone else shows up and is like, yeah, this is bad. And then Naraku shows up and just takes the tree with him and devours it. He's like, oh, see you later.
Bye.
Koga's trying to hunt down Moryomaru, and he sees Kikyo and Kohaku. He's like, well, that's weird. And then Kikyo's like, get out of here. I will take your jewel shards. You don't need them. And Koga's like, you're dumb.
Is
Get out of here.
this before or after she fell down a cliff? He's like, well, there's
No,
no way
this
she
is
survived
after she
that.
falls down the cliff, and then she shows up. And he's like, hey, what's up? So yeah, she fails to take the jewel shards from Koga, and she's like, I was trying to prevent an unnecessary sacrifice. And he's like, oh, shut up. Moryomaru and Naraku run into each other, and they make a big miasma ball, and then Naraku's just like, I knew you would betray me this whole time, ever since I released you. This was my plan the whole time. I was gonna let you go, and then you were gonna betray me, and then I'm just gonna take you back. It's like, why? What is the point of this?
I don't know.
You don't gotta play 32-degree chess with yourself. This is stupid. This is incredibly dumb. But yeah, they fight a little bit, and then Naraku gets absorbed, quote unquote, by Moryomaru, and he's like, I win, ha ha ha. And then Koga and Inuyasha are trying to team up to defeat Moryomaru, and are failing, and there's no demon vortices for the Dragon Scale Tetsaiga to fight. So that's kind of useless, and Koga's powers are kind of useless, because anytime we get a new power-up, we gotta immediately make them useless.
Got a nerf.
Mm-hmm. So they're just having a bad time. Eventually Koga just gets tied up by Moryomaru. Kagome, Kirara, and Sango meet up with Kohaku and Kikyo, and they're like, hey, don't... And Sango's like, hey, don't kill my brother. And he's like, well, I made this decision. This is my decision. She's like, that's a stupid decision. Stop it. And Kagome's like, Kikyo, stop being stupid. I'm going to try and fix this and believe it in Inuyasha. Stop being stupid. And she flies off with Kirara. Moryomaru can't use the whole Shikon Jewel, And then Naraku shows up and is like, hey, I'm not dead yet. Ha 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 ha. And the infant's like, well, you can't do anything because I have a barrier. And then he has, of course, because he absorbed the tree, he can go through the barrier now. How convenient.
Wow. It's also funny. He's like, hey, you can't get this berry. And immediately the tree's in the berry. He's like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Koga just gets further buried into the adamant jewels of Moryomaru.
Uh-huh.
And he can't free himself because his leggies are stuck.
Mm-hmm. And the jewels are like, you can't do
Mm-hmm.
anything.
The infant tries to escape from Moryomaru at one point, but
Mm-hmm.
then Naraku just breaks apart Moryomaru's body and just becomes Naraku again because, of course,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And
It
then
is still
sucks.
funny that Naraku's face just in there was like, hey, infant.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Uh,
sorry.
and then he just sucks the infant back in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Kirara shoots an arrow by where Koga is, and she misses, but he's able to power up thanks to the power of the wolf demon tribe and break free.
Kagome.
Who did I say?
Kirara.
Yeah, Kirara shot an arrow, of course, after getting a concussion. That's exactly what happened. That would have been way cooler.
Kirara is just like my kitties.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that whole thing was so stupid of like the wolf demon tribe and Kagome's arrow work together.
Yeah, the whole thing
Sure.
was like, hey, we'll help you out one time. Just let us know. And then he couldn't get them because of demonic interference or something. But then the arrow was able to help or something. I don't know.
Mm,
Koga breaks free. He's out of there.
gotta
Um,
go.
and then Moroku's like, I'm gonna wind tunnel Naraku and end this. But he absorbs a lot of miasma and starts just bleeding from all of his orifices.
It's intense. Like his eyes and mouth start bleeding, and then he just like barks up a ton of blood.
Yeah, he's able to suck out the little gem that hides the demonic aura.
Fuyoheki.
Yeah. But then Inuyasha's like, no, we're done. No, bad Moroku. We got to stop this. You're going to die. And then Naraku's like, haha, if you would have kept going, you could have killed me, but you won't. Haha, you
You're a loser,
fool.
Inuyasha.
And then Moroku's just like on the ground, like, oh, I'm in pain. Songo, forgive me. I'm going to sleep.
Honk and chew.
And Kikyo's like, yeah, this dude got messed up. If he would have kept that wind tunnel going any longer, it would have been donezo for him. And they're like, hey, can you, like, help him? She's like, I can try. And that's how we end the episode. This episode was bad.
It was not a good episode.
No.
I feel like it's just trying to show that like Naraku is so super duper smart and on top of things that I'm just like he just sounds like a dumbass. Like what is
Yep.
this plan? What is this plan?
Yep.
That's the vibe I get. I don't know if that's the vibe you get.
No, it's very stupid. Like, you don't need to do this whole elaborate plan just to basically revert back to the form you had before.
Right.
It's
But
stupid.
but now you got adamant crotch.
We got some notes for this episode. The title makes it obvious Moryomaru would perish even when he appears to defeat Naraku. This episode also marks the quote-unquote death of the infant,
Does it? I mean, I guess it loses its free will.
I guess. It would seem Naraku planned for this to happen, likely to absorb useful demon powers all at once. Sure.
Sure.
The wind tunnel sent out what appears to be an electrical discharge from sucking in Naraku's miasma. Originally in the manga, when Naraku blew up Moryomaru, adamant spears coated with his miasma impaled, killed, and reanimated a local pack of porcupine yokai, leading to some minor trouble for Inuyasha's group. Sure. And then Koga has scars on his body as if he took physical damage. However, they are not present when he's fighting Moryomaru, only when he's being carried away by him. All right. Next time, we're going to go up a mountain and Kikyo's going to get trapped or something. I don't know. We're going to discuss episode 174. It's called Mausoleum of Mount Azusa. We got 20 episodes left, but I think I'm ready for Inuyasha to be done.
What do you mean?
uh,
What do you
I know. But yeah, that's what we'll discuss next time. But that's going to do it for us this week. So if you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonlanimecheckup.com or sac.co is where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Season Anime Checkup OVA. You can also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Anladium, go to anladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. Follow us on Blue Sky, seasonlanimecheckup.com. You can buy our books, One Shiny Moment, Critical Analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, Hot Tubs, and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. And you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA. So join us next time as we go up the never-ending stairs from Mario 64.
Yep, exactly.